Yo, yo, RX back with another recap of UFC 323, the final pay-per-view ever. That being Davalishvili versus Jan 2. Or if going off who won, Jan versus Davalishvili 2. We back with another recap of the last pay-per-view ever. That was, I think, pretty decent. Not great. I wouldn't say great, but I would not say terrible at all. As someone who's looked over all the pay-per-views this year pretty recently, I think this was probably a topper level one. I don't think it's the best one by any means, but probably a top 5 pay-per-view this year. It was pretty decent. A few not great moments, mainly on, I think, all of them on the prelims, maybe one little blemish on the main card due to a shitty stoppage. But outside of that, I think the card was very decent. A few duds, mainly on the prelims, but the few good things on the prelims are really good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a very fun card. I had very few gigantic issues with it, and I thought it was fun. Not the greatest by any means, like I said, and probably not even a card really worthy of being the final pay-per-view ever. But for what it was, what we got, I didn't hate it. I enjoyed more of it than I hated. I leave the card in a pretty decent mood, and even a few hours after the fact from when I'm starting this recording, I still think it was pretty decent. I think a lot of it was good, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I still think Qatar and 322 were better, but I don't think this card's, like, terrible. It's, again, it's not a bottom tier card of the year. It was, I mean, I'm not even calling mid. I think it was better than mid. It would be between mid and great, good, decent, something along those lines. I enjoyed it. I know, I'm not really seeing what a lot of people are saying yet. I think some people say card of the year. That's a complete fucking reach. But people say that after every fucking card to get clickbait. I don't do that bullshit because I'm not a bitch. I don't know. I thought this card was fine. I enjoyed it. I'm excited to talk about it. It's a few fights I don't have much to say. And, I'm excited to recap it. I don't know. I really don't know what else to really say. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Fun final pay-per-view ever. Last time ever having to watch pay-per-views the way we all know we watch pay-per-views. So that's good. And, it was fun. It was fun. Crowd was good, like always in T-Mobile. Card was fine. I'm ready to recap it, so... Not really, I know, pretty basic intro, but there's just not really a whole lot to say, so... yeah, it was good. I'm ready to recap it, so let's fucking recap it. Really the only thing left to say before we do is, as always, the normal YouTube bullshit, which is, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. 200 subs go by the end of 2025. Again, like I keep saying, we don't have the most time left to hit that goal, so if we don't hit it, we don't hit it. We'll hit it in 2026, but it'd be nice to hit it before then as well, so whichever happens, happens. For the few people that actually watch my shit at this point, hope you enjoyed this, and I'm ready to recap the last pay-per-view ever, so shall we do just that? I can't think of anything else to do. Did the YouTube bullshit, talked about the card, in as broadly terms as I can. I'm ready to recap it. Got 14 flights to do from Vegas, the final pay-per-view ever. Let's do it. You ready? I know I am. So let's get into it. UFC 323 recap. Begin. 14 fights, the same 14 fights we had when we broke it down. We did have 2 weight misses, but They didn't cancel the fight, thankfully, and both those guys actually won, which sucks. Speaking of one of them, we begin the card with one of them. So, and just like the breakdown, I'm not gonna waste a lot of time on these first two fights because they don't deserve it. They sucked on paper and they sucked in execution. So let's not waste too much time. As we began the final pay-per-view ever on the early prelims with a can versus can battle, the worst fight on the card opening the card. It's very poetic, as it always should be. And we had to begin UFC 323 of the worst fight on the card. That was not even much better on paper than I thought it would be, or on execution than I thought it would be. We had to begin the final pay-per-view ever at featherweight, even though someone didn't get that memo. Myron Santos versus Muhammad Naimov. Shocker that the worst fight on the card on paper was one of the worst fights on the card in execution. Who would have thunk it? Not gonna waste much time here. The first two rounds of this fight were pretty shit. The only notable moment that I can remember really is Myron hit a pretty decent right hand that stumbled Naimov a bit in round one, taking that round. Round two, I truly can't remember a thing that fucking happened, and I know he won the round, but I don't remember anything fucking else that happened. And then beginning around 3, he had a 1-2 that dropped Naimov, the Protez special, and jumped on him. Few shots, I believe, and the fight was over. Yeah, not much to say. Naimov is shit. Myron Santos is still shit, but Naimov is worse. Not much to say. I don't think highly of either of these two. I think they are both shit. Naimov has been exposed enough times by now. If we're being honest, his record in the UFC should be. So what they said he's 5-2. He should really be. This was a loss. This should be a no contest. So we'll say 3-3-1. And even that's being very fucking generous. So maybe you want to give him this one 4-3. That's still not great. So yeah, he's not good. I think he's shit. Except Mulim Gafrov being much better than him. So yeah, I think he's awful. And then Myron Santos was a bit better. I do think he is a better fighter here. As much as I want to get this pick wrong and have him lose, there was no point. I don't think it's time for that yet. When he eventually does fight anyone with any talent, he's going to get his ass beat like he did against Francis Marshall. And I think it's a matter of time until he gets fraud checked completely when he does eventually again fight someone good in this division, because featherweight's a very good division. So eventually has to fight someone good who's going to easily beat him because he's just not fucking good. So not very much else to say. Shitty fight, shitty fighters. Not doing fight ideas for this, because what the fuck's the point? I could give less of a fuck who these guys fight. And, yeah, they both suck. Myron's shit. Naimov is worse. Waste of a fucking slot on this card. I'm happy I got moved off the Qatar card, because that card did not deserve to have a shit fight like this on it. And, yeah, waste of time. The knockout was forgettable. Shitty fighters, shitty fight. At least it was the first fight on the card. Not much else to say. Speaking of shitty fighters, this one had one, but you know, he might have been the worst fighter on the card, as we had in our second fight of the night, and the other one to run through pretty quickly in this opening stanza, because these first two fights are pretty fucking awful. As we had, not on paper, this one was forgettable in execution because it was so fucking easy. As we had in our second fight of the night, the easiest fight to pick on the card, because it was fucking pathetic matchmaking and booking that this dude's even still here or ever got a job here to begin with. As we had in our second fight of the night, the easiest fight to pick on the card, and the last of the shitty opening fights on this card. We had our first the only middleweight fight on the card? Yeah, or no, the only good one. Somewhat. Second fight of the night, Mansour Abdul Malik versus Antonio Mr. Dern Trocoli. Yeah, Mansour beat him in 69 seconds. Nice. Not much to say. They did striking for about 20-30 seconds. Mansour shot, threw him on the ground easily. Eventually, Trockley gave up his neck like he did against Trayshawn Gore, got guillotined, tapped almost immediately because he's a bitch, and that was that. That's where Abdul-Malik gets the win. Easy lock of the night win. Seems like the last three locks have all been middleweights, and Sursakaev's the only one who had any bit of issue with the can he got. He did probably fight the best fighter of the three in McConaughey, but Jesus Christ, man. Yakyayev and Malik fucking did exactly what you should have done. So. And I think Mansour is worse than Sursakaev, but who knows after this. Besides the point, easy lock of the night, just padding the lock of the night record, really. And, yeah, easy win's an easy win. What did I really say? UFC could not give Mansour an easier fight in this division. I truly think Trockley might be the worst on the roster. I might say Serkei is better than him, to be honest, and that's a lot. That says a fucking lot that Rafael Serkei might be better. Yeah, not very much else to really say. Not to talk about fighters. Beginning with the easy locks of the night, Mansour Abdul-Malik, the first fighter we actually talk about here, because it was the first somewhat real fight of the night. Moving to 3-0-1 in the UFC. I still think he's going to get fraud checked next year, but he got the easiest fight he's got in the UFC so far here. Duskone Klein gave him more of a fight, and then Brundage, that got overturned, and he actually did not look great in that fight. So, yeah, he got an easy win here. I still don't think Mansour is very good, and again, I do think he can get fraud checked very soon, but it's not going to be here by a tomato can like Trockley, and yeah, he did the bare minimum, got the easiest win possible, didn't fuck up the lock of the night, didn't go into round 3, Sursakaev, with a tomato can layup, and yeah, did exactly what he was meant to do, so good job. Simple. And then for Mr. Darren Trockley, maybe the worst fighter who was on a roster, because he's going to be cut before the fucking end of the year. Antonio Trockley, the loser here, falling to 0-3. Yeah, he's one of the worst fighters I've ever seen in my fucking life. I'm not even saying that, like, jokingly. He is truly one of the worst UFC fighters of all time. He's so shit. Truly so good. He's so lucky. In general, that he's with Mackenzie Dern, let alone that. That's the only reason he got a job here. Because, yeah, he's one of the worst ever. And, yeah, he's cut. You can't do anything else with him. He's cut. He's gone. What else can you say? Good riddance. You suck. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. One of the worst fighters of all time. Good riddance, Mr. Dern. Not a good last few weeks for Brazilian middleweights who are with female fighters, Mr. Dumont and Mr. Dern. I still got, he still makes Tulio look like a fucking competent fighter. Good riddance. Only thing left to say now is, who should they fight next? For Mansour, they're hopefully gonna give him a somewhat decent opponent in his next one. I'm not even asking for him to fight anyone that good. Just give him somebody who has a little bit of fucking competency. Like, even a Bakoyev would be fine. I guess Robert Brychek, but I kind of said competency. I wouldn't mind Ismail Nurdayev. I think that'd be fine. Tulio, I don't know what they're gonna do with his stupid ass. Yeah, they're not gonna give him any of these, like maybe a Dustin Stoltzfus, but God, to be honest, Stoltzfus could win that, to be honest. Probably looked against guys like fucking Kelvin and the Sultan. Give him... Yeah, I don't mind the Ismail Nurdayev fight. I think that'd be perfectly fine. I'd have very little issues with that. I think Mansour should win that. Keyword is should. It's a step up. It'd be... Would that be the best guy he's fought in the UFC? Isn't Nurdayev better than Dusko? Probably. So... I'm not seeing much, unless you give him like a fucking Bakoyev or Brad Tavares or the Jordan Santos, which is pointless. Yeah, do Nurdayev. I think no reason not to do that. Mansoor should win that fight. I don't think that would be the one where he gets fraud checked in, because Nurmagomedov's not very good. Mansoor should win that, and I don't see any reason not to do that. It'd be a very winnable, decent enough step up in competition. And yeah, so booking Mansoor Abdulmalik versus Ismail Nurdayev. Fine fight for sometime next year. Neither guy took any damage in their last win. Loader and obviously Truckali tonight. The run you could either do that in probably March, or even maybe you want to do February. Both guys took no damage, so they probably get right back into camp. Booking Nurdayev, Malik. Booking, no reason not to. Not really much else to say there. Yeah, about really all to say about a 69-second fight. Nice. Yeah, Mansoor threw him on the ground and submitted him like a bitch. Not too fucking complicated. Trockley's one of the worst fighters in UFC history. Good riddance. There is no way he gets another fight. And Mansoor, I still think it's very fraudulent, but if they keep giving him slow build-up fights, he probably won't get fraud checked till late next year or early 2027. So, yeah, with that being said, I think that next slow build-up fight should be Ismail Nurdayev. I think it makes sense. That's a very winnable fight for Mansoor that he should win pretty easily. And, yeah, book it. Mansoor, Nurdayev, makes sense. See no reason not to do it. So do it. Not very much else to say. Easy locks the night, padding pretty much for the year overall, and still looked better than Susarkayev. God, he really embarrassed himself for that performance. Easy win for Mansoor. It didn't piss me off or go deep into a fight with a tomato can. Easy lock. Let's see him fight Nurdayev, and that's about it for Mr. Dern in the UFC. One of the worst fighters ever. Thankfully, after that, we got the best fight on the card, and we can just call this the real first fight of the night. We could forget about those other two, because who the fuck wants to remember those? You could remember the best fight on the card, a late fight of the year contender, as we have in our third fight of the night in the light heavyweight division. Not the only fight in this division on the card, not the only good one, but this one was much better than the main card one. And again, easily the best fight of the night. It not getting a fight of the night's a fucking crime. At least the winner did get a performance bonus, but they should definitely have fight of the night. As we had in our third fight of the night, the best fight of the night, the real first fight of the night after those two shit ones. We had at light heavyweight, Iwo Borashevsky versus Ibo Aslan. What a goddamn fight. Maybe the best short fight of the year, if that makes sense. Yeah, this was phenomenal. This was the best fight of the night, and one of again, a late contender for fight of the year. For 90 seconds, these two had a banger. If you didn't see this, if I could tell you to go rewatch anything from this card if you missed it, it'd be this, because this was phenomenal. Fight started for about 30-40 seconds, it was pretty tame, and then shit went off the rails. Ibo got dropped in the clinch with a little strike. Iwo got hurt. Then Ibo got hurt again. Then Iwo got hurt again. And then finally Ibo got hurt for the final time, dropped, and then a little ground pound put him out officially. And that was that. And then we into the best fight on the card out of nowhere. And yeah, this fight was awesome. I can't really do it justice. Just go fucking watch it. It was phenomenal. And I really fucking enjoyed it. I really did. I thought, again, I don't think, I know it was one of the best fights of the fucking year, and easily the best fight on this card. Still, I'm happy Iwo got a performance bonus, and Ibo not even getting a fight of the night here is bullshit. I think that's kind of confirms that he's getting his bitch ass cut. And yeah, this fight was phenomenal. What really more can I say here? Again, I can't do much justice. Just go fucking watch it. And Yeah, not really much else to say. Fucking 89-second fight. Phenomenal. Loved it. What else can I say? To talk about the fighters, being the winner here, the only debutant and undefeated guy on the card, Iwo Borishevsky, staying at 7-0, keeping his O on his record, and his debut. Yeah, this dude's pretty good. Still haven't seen a lot from him, but we saw here that he can take a punch, he can give a lot of damage back, and he's not scared of a firefight. So yeah, pretty good shit to fucking have in your repertoire there at light heavyweight. Yeah, still jury's out on if this dude's a really legit prospect, but just going off what I saw here, dude had a banger, dude looked great, got a nice win, got a bonus. Yeah, fun addition to the division. Even worst case scenario, he's shit, and he's a fraud. Hopefully he has a few fun fights at least, so fun. He had that legendary bullish power, and yeah, good shit here. This fight was great. One of the best fights of the year. Hell of a way to make a debut. Excited to see what he does in 2026. And yeah, what else can I really say? Still haven't seen much from him. Can he go deep into a fight? Can he grapple? Who knows? But what I know here is he can go into the fire and come out the winner. So that was fucking awesome. And then for the opponent, the loser of this fight, Ibo Aslan, taking his third L in a row. Yeah, there's not much to say. He's getting a fucking cut. Yeah, he at least going out on the best fight he's had in the UFC, but he still lost 3 in a row, and you kind of fucking suck. So yeah, crazy that going into the 2025, he was one of the best prospects in the division. Leaving 2025, he is on a 3-fight skid and getting cut. So that's just how the sport fucking works, I guess. And yeah, complete fraud, shitty fighter. Had a great fight here, but he didn't win it. So good riddance, you suck, and enjoy PFL. Good luck over there. Not really much else to say. See ya. Only thing left to say now is who should I fight next, and I really don't need to look too far for that opponent because it's only one option for Evo to fight in his next fight, and that is the other I name in this division, Ian Kutilaba. No fight booked. You had Ebo fight him. You had Ebo fight Evo. They both beat Ebo. Let's see them fight each other. It's an obvious fight. The eye battle. We gotta see who's the ultimate eye in light heavyweight. Ebo, Ewo, Eon. Let's do it. Ewo versus Eon. Book it. And actually, that's a really good fight also to see what Ewo can actually do. Can he stop a takedown? Can he grapple? Does he have cardio? We'll see. So, yeah. I think that makes perfect sense. Ewo versus Eon. Perfect fight for sometime early next year, and book it. Not really a whole lot left to say there. Makes sense, would be fun. Book it. Not very much else to say. Yeah, that's about that. Another quick fight, another really good fight. My first really good fight on the card. I enjoyed it. This was great. Best fight on the card. Again, go watch it if you didn't see it, or go watch it again if you did see it. And yeah, great fight. Only thing I would say is who should I fight next? For Ebo, he's going to be fighting someone in PFL because he is gone. And for Ewo, I think Ian Kutilaba is the only one that makes any fucking sense. So book it. Not very much else to say. Great fight, fun win for Ewo, and let's see if he is the king of the eyes at light heavyweight. Let's see him fight Ian Kutilaba. Not very much else to say. Best fight on the card. Should have fight of the night. I'm happy Ewo got performance bonus. What a fucking fight. Late fight. Fight of the year contender. You'd love to see it. After that, we go to our prelim, or early prelim co-main event. Another very fun fight. The last good prelim for a while, for a few fights, sadly, as we had in our early prelim co-main event, another quick finish, somehow longer than the last two fights combined, but this was still pretty fun for as short as it was, as we had in our early prelim co-main event of the evening, the return of a fighter versus prior fighter in his last fight. We had in our early prelim co-main event, the last good prelim for a few fights, we had Jalen Turner versus Edson Barboza. Well, I said this was either going to be my best or worst pick of the card, and I guess you'd probably say it was the latter. Still don't think this was the worst pick in the world. I still think it makes a lot of sense, but I was wrong. Obviously, Edson did not win. He got smoked in 2.5 minutes. Fight started, not much happened. Edson started off alright, then he got an elbow on the side of the head that cut him open pretty badly. Then he got dropped, survived for like a minute, but mainly just got beat up on the cage. And then eventually got dropped again, and the fight was stopped. 2.5 minutes in almost, Edson got KO'd. Jalen Turner is back, quotation marks. And, yeah, I was very wrong to not pick the weak-minded, stupid, returning fighter. Yeah, again, maybe you want to call this one of my worst picks of the year. I don't disagree. Also, I still think there's a world where Edson wins this fight, because Jalen is just very weak-minded and not really there, but this was the best version of Jalen. This is what should have happened, and it did happen, so whatever. I'll take my L. It annoys me, but whatever. And yeah, shit happens. I still stand by the idea of what I was going with on this pick, but no luck, so wah. Whatever. It happens. Fun fight. Good win for Jalen. I'll talk about the fighters. Beginning with the returning winner, Jalen Turner, moving to 8-6 in the UFC, getting his first win since December of 2023. He really likes winning in December against old dudes. Yeah, I'm not gonna say Jalen Turner is back, because he KO'd a 70-year-old Edson Barboza. I still think he's gonna crumble under the pressure and the just fighting one of the more talented fighters in the division, but he was able to come back and squash a 70-year-old Edson Barboza, so good on him there. I guess respect when respect is due there, but yeah, I'm not gonna say he's back, because I did not see anything here to really warrant that outside of beating up a fucking senior citizen, so I don't know, maybe he is back, we'll see. I want to see him fight someone actually decent before saying that, and yeah, like we all know Jalen's potential. Can he finally fucking hit it? Maybe that layoff is what he needed. We're gonna find out. So, good win. Still not gonna say he's back, because he KO'd a 70-year-old, but I've seen worse. Seen worse from him, even. Fine win, and see what happens. And then for the loser of this fight, and the very much needing to retire, Edson Barboza, falling to 24-14 at almost 40, 18-14 in the UFC, on a 3-fight skid now. Yeah, it's time to retire. Like, what else can you really say? He's had a great career, many ups and many downs, but yeah, it's over. He just can't go anymore. And he looked fine against Drakkar Klose, but in this fight he was just not there. He could not hang with one of these younger guys who are not shitty like Drakkar Klose. And yeah, he's done. He needs to retire. Yeah, like, or they cut him. If he doesn't retire, then he can get cut. I don't know really what else you can say. He is a legend. He's probably one of the best fighters to never fight for, maybe the best fighter to never fight for the belt. It's 2025, almost 2026. He's gonna be 40, and he debuted in UFC in 2010. So, 16 years in the promotion. Time to call it a day, Edson. It sucks to say, but either he retires or gets cut. I don't want to see him fight again, really. I don't need to see him take any more damage. He's taken more than enough damage. He's already a legend, Hall of Famer, da-da-da. But time is time, and it's time for a legend to retire. So, let him. Not very much else to say there. Or cut him, one or the other. Only thing left to say now is, who should I fight next for Jalen? Let me get up the officially, not official, but the better rankings, because he's not been added back to them yet. For Jalen, who could he fight in a second fight? I'll look for a minute, but I'm going to find much here, to be honest. If I find him a decent enough fight. I don't think they're going to throw him right back in there with the higher echelon of guys, but they might give him a somewhat decent next fight. Not another old dude, ideally, would be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind him and Mike Davis. I think that would be kind of intriguing, to be honest. I think I would actually pick Mike Davis in that fight, truly. Yeah, I kind of liked that Mike Davis fight. The more that I don't hate that. I don't think he deserves one of these higher level guys, or higher, I guess, in the terms of the rank, you know what I mean. Yeah, I kind of like that Mike Davis fight. Mike coming off a win against Ramiz. Are they training partners or some shit? Fusion X, one of Turner train. RVCA, or whatever the fuck that was. California. Orlando, Florida. Yeah, Mike Davis and Jalen Turner. I'd be down to do that. I think that'd be very intriguing, actually. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty interesting. I would kind of be down for that fight. Again, I might pick Mike Davis in that. I think which says a lot when I've never been the biggest Mike Davis stan, but I don't hate that fight. That really jumped out at me. Let's do it. I think that fight really jumped out at me for a reason, so let's do it. Like, there's another few options. A Tom Nolan would be interesting, and Mason Jones would be interesting. Daniel, and not really so Huber, but like a few others. But yeah, I like the Mike Davis fight. I think it'd be a fun one to run. Look at Turner Davis. That'd be a very fun fight night. Like maybe prelim Cove. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Turner Davis. I think that'd be a fun one. A win there would be actually very interesting for Turner. Let's run it. Not really too much left to say there. With that being said, not really much else that needs to be said here. Obviously, again, Edson needs to fucking retire. He got squashed here. Even if they were nice and gave him one more fight, who would you give him? Like, what do you give him? Bobby Green? Fucking Jim Miller? I'm like, what? Like, who? And Tyranno, do you think he would win either of those? Maybe Bobby. I think Jim would destroy him. I just think it would be, but I don't want to see him fight again. I just really don't want to see him fight again. And I think it would be better off letting him go, so sucks to say, but that's just how it is. And then for Jalen, again, the fight idea for him, I would like to see him fight Mike Davis. I think it'd be pretty intriguing. I think it'd be a good fight, and again, I would probably pick Davis there, so let's run it, let's book it. Not really much else to say. Good fight here, good win for Turner, smashing a 70-year-old. Still not gonna say he's back, but he looked fine. He did exactly what he should have done in this fight, and let's see what he does next. Let's see if he really is back. Let's see him fight Mike Davis, which would be interesting, and yeah, not really much more to say there, so fun fight, fun quick finish. Again, last good fight on the card for after like an hour or two, and yeah, not really much else to say. Good one for Jalen. Welcome back. Edson, it's time to retire, buddy, or get cut. And yeah, let's see if Turner's really back. Let's see him fight someone a little bit younger and more competent than a 70-year-old Edson. We'll see what happens. Good fight. too bad that what I just said, a good fight, is something I cannot say for our featured early prelim here, because this fight was far from good. It was pretty terrible, as we had in our featured early prelim in the middleweight division for the number 14 ranking. A fight that was, again, very shit. One of the worst fights on the card, very easily, as we had in our featured early prelim in the middleweight division, our first decision of the night, for worse or better, mainly worse. We had in a terrible fight and the early prelims. What the fuck happened to this guy? Bruno Ferreira versus Marvin Vettori. Yeah, this fight was garbage in the nicest way I could put it. First time I actually have to open the other tabs, I gotta open the scorecards and all that. Not much to really say for the first 2 rounds. Vettori was just on autopilot like he has been his last few fights, like the Alan Dolidze fight. Ferreira easily dominated and won those rounds, making it 2-0 going into the third, and then third Vettori tried a little bit harder than he has in the first 2 rounds, and I guess he probably took round 3 a little too late though. And even, I think, like all the judges agree, 29-28, too little too late. And Bruno Ferreira gets the win and gets the ranking and probably kicks Vettori out of the UFC. Yeah, very, interesting to say the very least. Shit fight. Vettori again was just on autopilot for 2 rounds and then tried a little bit in the third. And guess what? He actually tried in the third and won. Holy shit. It's like maybe trying, he might actually win a fight, but he's just been on autopilot the last few fights. And it probably just cost him his UFC career, so what can you really say at this point? The Allen fight was alright. The Dolidze fight, he got his ass beat. In this fight, he got 29-28 by a guy who's not even that good. So, I don't know what you can even say. And, yeah, this fight was terrible. Pretty much the long and short of it. I take another L here. And, yeah, shit fight. Shit fighter. Who needs to fucking get his shit together, but I guess too late now for that as well. What the fuck happened to him? Let's talk about the fighters, beginning with the newly ranked Bruno Ferreira, moving to 15-2, 6-2 in the UFC, 3 in a row. Missed weight here. I forgot Myron missed weight as well. Bruno the other one. So that's not a great look, but he did get the win and is gonna get the top 15 ranking. Does he deserve it? Fuck no. I still say Adiba Gutierrez should have got this fight, but whatever. They have to Bruno. They got the win now in the top 15, where I don't think he's gonna do shit in the top 15, but we'll see. I still don't think he's that good. He is just a really big power puncher. The grappling is His cardio looked fine here, but when the other guy doesn't really start fighting till the third fucking round, I would hope your cardio looks somewhat fucking competent, so yeah, I'm not very impressed, and not really sure what to say. They gave him Vettori in a fight he probably should have lost, and Vettori handed him the win, so good for him, I guess. Shitty fight. I still don't think he's that good. He's in the top 15 now, he has all the opportunity to prove me wrong, but I highly doubt he will. Yeah, just not very good. And then, for the loser of this fight, probably his last UFC fight, Marvin Vettori, his 4th L in a row. What the fuck happened to this guy? I don't think he was that good to begin with, but Jesus fucking Christ. Bruno Ferreira? A 4-fight skid? Like, Jesus, dude, what the fuck? Like, whatever, he's just gone. Mentally, he's done, and he clearly doesn't want to be here anymore, so cut him. I don't know what else you could do. He's checked out. He looks on autopilot in his fights. Fucking cut him. What else are you meant to do? Like, I don't know what else you can do. He's checked out. Let him walk. Let him go to PFL. Let him go beat up tomato cans. Let him go somewhere else. He clearly doesn't want to be here. He's tired of fighting in general, so let him walk. I don't know really what else to say. He's only 32, but he's already just checked out of the sport, so let him walk. Crazy to say, but cut Marvin Vettori. With that being said, the only thing left to say is, as always, who should they fight next? For Bruno, who is now in the top 15, who could he fight? And so he's gonna probably either be number 15 or 14, which leaves some very intriguing options for him. You could have a rematch of RoboCop, he could fight Paulo, not gonna happen. Probably Dolidze would make the most sense, I would imagine, because I don't see him fighting anyone else in the division. Like, and no one else is gonna waste a goddamn minute with him, so why not fucking have him fight Dolidze? It would be a fight. I think I'd actually pick Dolidze in that fight, as shit as I think Dolidze is. I think he's probably better than Bruno. Yeah, probably run it, unless, like, I don't know what else you'd really do with him, so yeah, let's see him fight Dolidze. 100, I don't know, like, he's not gonna fight Cannonier, he's not gonna fight MVP, he's not gonna fight Paulo. I don't see a RoboCop rematch. Fuck it, Dolidze. I don't really know what else you want me to say. Not fucking Apex main event. That's like a fucking... Fuck, I wouldn't even really bypass that as an Apex prelim, but fuck it. Like, you gotta do something with him, so yeah, do him and Dolidze. Sure. Why not? Book it. There you go. Not very much else to say there. Shit fight. Vettori's checked out, and Bruno Ferreira's just not that good, so that gave us what was not a very good fight, so there you go. Not much else to say. It's time to cut Vettori, because he's just completely checked out of the sport, and yeah, pretty much handed his ranking to Bruno Ferreira. For Ferreira now in the top 15. Again, I guess he'd fight Dolidze. See no reason not to do that. Again, I think Dolidze would win that, so probably. So yeah, run it, I guess. Not really too much left to say there. Again, the more I say the fight, the less interested I am in it, but it would make sense, so do it. Bruno and Dolidze, sure, why not? Not really much else to say. Terrible fight to end the early prelims. But what can Bruno really do when the opponent doesn't start fighting till the third round? So yeah, shit fight. Vettori's done, and Ferreira's is maybe one of the worst ranked fighters in UFC now. Let's see what happens. Terrible fight. Awful way to end the early prelims. Well, with that being said, that's the early prelims. I told y'all this was the best early prelim. I was actually right. Yeah, outside the Turner and Iwo fight, there's nothing to care about here. Remember, the Myron fight happened, the Mansour fight was exactly what you thought it would be, and the Bruno fight is better forgotten than ever we talked about again. So, yeah, pretty much just Turner and Borishevsky's the only things worth remembering. Outside that, forget these early prelims, and I think that's what I'm gonna do now, so let's do just that as we move on to the prelims, which actually started pretty bad in their own right, so let's talk about them, shall we? Beginning with our first prelim of the night after the early prelims, the one that I hyped up the most all week, just to be looking stupid after the fact, because yeah, it was a pretty bad fight, as we had in our prelim opener that I hyped up just for it to be shit. That always happens, doesn't it? We had in our first prelim of the night, our first of 3 at lightweight, and easily the worst of the 3. We had to begin the prelims, Faraz Ziam versus Nazim Sadikov. Yeah, this was probably the most disappointing fight of the night. Yeah, this sucked. to be blunt about it. In round 1, Ziam just cuddled Nazim for 5 minutes-ish. Very boring, not very exciting at all. Not even show my scorecard because you obviously know exactly the same. And then in round 2, it was more of a striking match. Ziam was winning, but it wasn't the most exciting. And then late in the round, he landed an elbow on Nazim that hurt him. He did drop him a bit, but Nazim was still pretty much fine. Really no need to stop it. But guess who's reffing? Jason Herzog, so he did something stupid like always, stopping the fight with a second left in round 2 when Nazim's perfectly fine. And that is that. Jason Herzog always has his parlay, and he found a way to here. And Faraz Ziam gets the late knockout, even though it was a awful stoppage, but not the worst of the night somehow. I'm shocked as well. Yeah, bullshit stoppage, but it's Jason Herzog. I did not miss his shitty reffing and his clear bias and parlay wanting to hit. So I wonder who he had money on in this fight. I have no idea. So, whatever. Yeah, either way, Ziam I think was probably going to win because he was going to be up 2-0 going into the third. But it'd still be nice if the ref didn't call a stupid end to the fight on a moment that did not need to be stopped at all. So, but that's Jason Herzog reffing for you. He is the worst and completely biased. So, nothing new. So. Yeah, not very much to say about the fight. The shitty stoppage really hurts it, and it was already a bad fight to begin with, so not really a whole lot left to say there. So let's talk about the fighters. Beginning with Jason Herzog's parlay piece, Faraz Ziam moving to 6 wins in a row. Wow. Dude, this dude's good. Like, as bad as the stoppage was, looking past that, he still dominated Nazim and was gonna win. Again, this dude's really fucking good. 6 in a row. Guys like fucking Davis, Nazim, and Frivola on that winning streak. Dude's good. What else can you say? He's gotten well-rounded. His grappling's good. His striking's getting better. He fought smart here. He was able to really slow down and bring a boring fight to Sadikov. He looked great. He looked fucking great. He's more than ready for a top 15 fight that he's more than fucking earned. And, yeah, he's great, and what the fuck else can I really say? Like, he's really turned his career around since that McKinney loss. 6 in a row is no joke at all, and, dude's really fucking good, so let's see him finally get a top 15 opportunity, and, yeah, even with that shitty stoppage, he's probably gonna win anyway. One of the only likable French fighters, him and Morgan Chayat. I can't think of any other ones. Good one for Ziam. Dude's great. Gave him his top 15 shot already. I don't know what else the dude has to do to earn it. 6 in a row, for fuck's sake. Come on. Then for the loser of this fight, in maybe a debatable fraud checking, that's a debate to be had, Nazim Sadikov, the first loser from the Sarah Longo gym tonight. Yeah, they did not have a very good night, did they? Taking his first loss in the UFC. Not the most shocked. I did say this is a very 50-50 fight, and he's just escaped defeat a few times in the UFC, so I'm not the most shocked by that either. It looks like the dude's just gonna be a fun fighter, not a good one. Like, he can have a fun fight, but when it comes to a technical fight, it does not seem like he's really all there for that, so that's why I got pretty much embarrassed here. Looked like he was lost on the ground and was losing on the feet. Yeah, again, looks like he's gonna be a fun fighter, not a good one, and, yeah, you could definitely make a case for a fraud checking here, and again, I highly doubt he would have got the finish in round 3 that he needed, so he would have lost anyway. So I'm a little more okay with the stoppage in that regard, but it's still terrible. And, yeah, like Nazim, it was terrible and he looked terrible here, so maybe a fraud checking, it's up to you to decide. I'm still on the fence about it. Looks like he's just a fun fighter, not a good one. Clearly he's learned nothing training with guys like Marab and all that, so yeah, awful performance. Expected better. Even if he was gonna lose this fight, I do think he would have looked better than this, but guess not. yeah, not a good night for that camp, and not a good night for Nazim. Rob looked better, says a lot. Only thing I have to say now is, who should they fight next? I might wait out on a Zion fight idea till a few fights from now, because I have an idea that I think would be very fun, so I'm gonna wait out on an idea. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I have an idea that could be very fun and would make a lot of sense. So for another winner on this card, let's wait out on that, so stay tuned. So, yeah, with that being said, not really much else to say. Shit fight, terrible stoppage, but very impressive performance by Ziam, just schooling Nazim. And, yeah, debatably fraud checking him, getting his 6th win in a row, and should be in the top 15, or getting a top 15 shot sooner than later, so maybe give him this fucking shot already, so. Not very much else to say. Awful showing from Nazim, who, again, probably got fraud checked here. He's a fun fighter, not a good one. And for Ziam, how is this dude not fighting for a top 15 spot already? Give him that opportunity. Not very much else to say. Good one for Ziam. Dude's good. 6 in a row. Give him a top 15 chance. He's more than earned it. More than a few other people on this card you gave top 15 chances to, so come on now. After that, speaking of top 15s, our only female fight of the night was in the top 15 of their respective division, so let's talk about that. The fight that shockingly went to decision. Who would have ever thunk that? Who would have ever thunk that? As we had in our second fight of the night, our only female fight of the night in the top 10 of the flyweight division. We had our only female fight of the night, and it was not very great, as expected. When you put these two into a fight, I'm not expecting much fireworks. Still probably better than most Valentina Shevchenko fights. We had our only female fight of the night in the top 10 of flyweight. I'm shocked this fight actually didn't get cancelled, because we had Macy Baba versus Karine Silva. Macy Barber actually made it to a fight. I'm fucking amazed. And like I said, if she actually did make it to the fight, she was gonna win easily. Holy shit. And there was 2 weight misses on the card, and neither were by her. Even crazier. Yeah, jokes, well, not even jokes. Truth aside, what actually happened in this fight, round 1, a lot like the round 1 of the Zion fight, Karine just held Macy down and controlled her, easily taking round 1 in my opinion, and yeah, pretty boringly. But then round 2, Barber started to take over, she was able to get on top, did get kicked in the face, one of those up kicks while she was down, got a little bit of a timeout. She wanted to get a point taken. She really acted like she was really fucked up by it. Even the referee was like, stop fucking acting. Right after the fact, she said, oh, I'm dizzy. And they continue the fight, and right, like, less than 30 seconds after saying, I'm dizzy, she shoots a perfect fucking takedown. After they continue the fight, and continue again, goes on to win the round easily. You know, good acting, Macy. You're a shitty actor. And then in round 3, much of the same. She takes her down, dominates, easily wins the round, and Macy Baba wins a clear 29-28 over Karine Silva to get the win, as I think anyone with a brain predicted. And yeah, that was one of the fights of all time. Karine Silva was a terrible fighter. Macy Barber can be exciting, but was not very exciting here. Yeah, what can I really say? We all knew this fight was not going to be anything special. Macy is really only entertaining if you give her a good enough dance partner like Amanda Hebos. Karine Silva is not that. And Macy just did what I think we all knew she would do, and that's just take her down and control her and beat her up pretty easily. She did. She won. And it was one of the fights of all time, so... yeah, there you go. Not really much to it. Pretty forgettable. I wouldn't say the worst fight on the card. I still think it's better than the Vettori fight. But, yeah, this fight pretty much sucked. And, I'd say this was the last bad fight on the card, to be honest, so take that as you will. Easy one for Barber, as expected if she actually made to the fight. And yeah, that's about that. So let's talk about the fighters. For Macy Baba, for her one fight every 2 years, getting her first win since 2024 in March. She is now on paper a 7-5 winning streak, but to be honest, she's only on a 3-5 winning streak because there's no world she won that Andrea Lee fight. Either way, 3-5 winning streak keeps her in that ranking position, and yeah, we'll see what happens. They'll probably try and book her against another top 5 opponent. Not Blanchfield, because there's no world Blanchfield's gonna fucking say yes to that for the 3rd time, just have it get cancelled, so we'll talk about that in a minute, what they can do with Macy, and yeah, not really much of, well, if she's ever gonna fight anytime soon, more than likely she's gonna take another year off to get tit surgery and pretend she's injured, so, oh boy. But if she does fight anytime soon, we'll see what they do with her, so, I still don't think she's great. I still think she's like a top 10 fighter at her ceiling, not top 5, but whatever. And I truly just look at her as a better Tracy Cortez and what they wish Tracy Cortez was. An actual decent fighter and actually good looking, so take that as you will. Yeah. If she can stay active, an active Macy Barber would be pretty good to see, but I think that's wishful thinking at this point with Macy, since there's always something with her. So, there you go. And then for the opponent, Karine Silva, who's now lost 3 in a row. I don't care what what her record says. Yeah, she's garbage. To be honest, out of all the fighting nerds, I'm trying to think of them all. She might be the worst. I think Bruno Brazil is better. Like, in the UFC, not counting Contender Series guys or regional clowns, in the UFC, she might be the worst. Nah, she's better than Hikaru Ramos. She's the 2nd to worst fighting nerd. Yeah, she's fucking terrible. She padded her record against cans, fought legit competition, and not even great competition like Barbosa and Araujo. Got her ass beat by Barber, and, yeah, she is fucking garbage. I don't know what else you really want me to say. 3 L's in a row. She's shit. She would get beat by a lot of the unranked talent in this division. And, yeah, she is garbage. I don't know what else you really want me to say. Only thing left to say now is, who should I fight next? For Macy, the only idea I can really come up with is a rematch that I never thought would make sense, but it's the only thing I really got. My idea for Macy is a rematch with Alexa Grasso. And I know what you're thinking, why the fuck would she do that? Grasso or Macy? I don't know. Like, obviously Grasso pulled out of the Rose Namajunas fight earlier in the week. I don't know why. If it's to move her in Mexico card, then obviously this ain't gonna happen. If it's because she's actually injured for a while, that works out perfectly. This would make the most sense. Because, like, look at the rest of the division. There's no way Blanchard's gonna say yes to another fight for Natty's booked, and it's not gonna fight down after beating Rose. Manon, why would Manon take that? I think Blanchard Manon would make more sense. And then who the fuck would she fight under her? Who would Barber fight underneath her? Coming off a loss, just beat her, coming off a loss. There's no way they're gonna give Casey that big of a jump. Unless they give Kong Wang that big of a jump, but I doubt it. Or Eduardo Mora. I guess a running back Grasso and Macy would be fine. It wouldn't be the worst fight in the world. Their first fight, I would be lying if I said I fucking remembered, but sure. It makes sense rankings wise. Grasso needs to win. Macy wants to be a top contender. Why not? Why not? Doesn't make a. I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. The flyweight's so weird with Natalia fighting Rose for no reason. Ern and Manon just there. Grosso's still there. Everyone under Rose coming off of losses until you get to Casey who never fights. It's like, what is this fucking division, man? Macy Grasso 2. Why the fuck not? Sure. I think they always go to Mexico later in the year. Sure. Do it on Noche. There you go. Do that fight on Noche. Sure. Book it. Fuck it. Ugh. Stupid. There you go. That's about all I gotta say about this fight. Not very good at all, as expected. It happened. Not the worst fight on the card, but far from the best. And yeah, who should they fight next? For Karine, feeder to Edwada, Casey, or Kong Wang. For Macy, as dumb as it probably sounds, have her run it back for Alexa Grasso. And I don't really have a good reason why, outside of it's the only thing that might actually be fucking possible, because Erin ain't gonna say yes to fighting her again, and I don't see why she would fight down again. Macy Grasso, why the fuck not? So, not very much else to say. Not a great fight, but not even the worst fight on the prelims. Again, I think the Vittori fight was worse, but this was not much better. And, yeah, easy one for Barber, who actually showed up to the fight. Now time for her not to fight again to 2027 after about 2 or 3 pullouts and a fake fucking injury in there somewhere. But again, I would like to see the active Macy Barber. I would like to see everyone be active. That's wishful thinking, especially with Barber. So, there you go. Macy, Grasso 2, Noche. Why not? Yeah. God, we're already an hour in. Don't worry, we'll run through these next 2 pretty quickly because there's not much to recap. So let's do just that. After that, we had our prelim co-main event of the evening. That, of course, went under 3 minutes because, of course, this fight wouldn't go long because it was never going to. As we had in our prelim co-main event of the evening. In the lightweight division, where we stay for the next 2 fights, we had in our prelim co-main event a long overdue fight we've all been waiting for to see why. We had a banger between Chris Duncan versus Terrence McKinney. Shocker, Terrence McKinney fight was very short and ended with him either getting finished or getting the finish. It was the first and not the latter in that situation. Not a whole lot to recap here, because again, the Terrence McKinney fight started, McKinney went right at him for like a minute. It felt like he was trying to finish him, a minute and a half. Almost finished him, never could hit that final blow though to put him out, and then Duncan started to take over. Not long after McKinney had his moments, Duncan hit an elbow in the clinch that really hurt McKinney apparently, dropped him, and after that for like a while I felt like Duncan just beat him up on the cage. Eventually locked in a choke, Darce choke, Anaconda choke, whatever, and McKinney tapped immediately, and that was that. Yeah, I'll be blunt, I think McKinney completely quit here. He took an elbow, didn't look like it hurt him too badly, didn't fuck up his eye, didn't have a scar on him, but he has hurt him really bad. And then he didn't even it was kind of like just a Dricus Dumas, Dante Johnson submission where he didn't defend it one fucking bit and tapped immediately to it, so kind of feels like he quit, so sucks, but it's what it is. And what a great comeback win for Duncan. Took a lot of damage. Showed off a really good chin against a guy who we know has bombs in his fucking hands. And, yeah, good win for Duncan. Good comeback. Surviving and beating pretty much making McKinney quit. As he pretty much had no heart after his little flurry. And, yeah, Duncan turned the hammer on the nail turned the hammer on the hammer and made McKinney the nail, which we know McKinney sucks at being. And yeah, not really much else to say there. Great fight, very fun. Not much else to say. Let's talk about the fighters. For Chris Duncan getting his fourth win in a row, I believe. 4th win in a row. And by the way, everyone turned going 15-2. Barber, Duncan, Bruno Ferreira. Goddamn, that's just the most common record on this fucking card. Moving to 6-1, 4 in a row. Oki, Vucenic, Rebecca, McKinney. Good winning streak. Rebecca, McKinney back-to-back's very good. Dude's looking really fucking good lately. Very close to being on the cusp of a top 15, I'd probably say. Yeah, dude's looked really fucking solid lately. Good win here. Yeah, what can I really say? Nice comeback. Dude's fun, well-rounded. Emmanuel Torres' loss is aging better, especially right after this. Yeah, dude's pretty decent. What can I say? Came back very nicely in this fight. Got a nice win. And, yeah, let's see if he can continue the streak. Probably again, not far from being in the top 15 at this rate. And, yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see how far he can really go. Looked good here. Yeah, pretty simple. Good win for Duncan. 4 in a row against pretty decent competition. Dude's pretty good. What can I say? And for the opponent, Terrence McKinney, normal day in the office for him. Either he got the win, or he either got the win quickly, or he lost very quickly. At the time, it was a loss very quickly. Yep, he'll bounce back sometime next year for win in like fucking 20 seconds, and that'll be that. So he'll be back. He's still very fun. Do think he quit here, but whatever. And yeah, not very much else to say. It's Terrence McKinney. We've seen this story 100 times with him, and we'll see it 100 more. Simple. Who else is there? Maybe Kai Fernandez, but no. That's an interesting one. Espan Ribovics, which was the idea I had after his last win, but nah, maybe not. Ludwig Klein's gonna be out a while. I wouldn't mind him and Ignacio Bahamondes. I think that'd be very intriguing. Bahamondes, I believe, is in the top 15, but I think that could easily change very quickly. Yeah, I don't hate it. I think it wouldn't, with the next fight being as it went, I think Ignacio's probably gonna get kicked out of the top 15. I don't hate Duncan and Bahamondes. I think that'd be very fun. I'm not seeing too many other like a few others. Again, Klein, but that'd be a long wait. Ribovics, that'd be fun. Cowie or Mason would be fun. But I kind of fuck with that fucking Ignacio fight. I think that'd be fun. Ignacio coming out with a pretty pitiful performance against Fiziev. I'd kind of be down to see it. Duncan, Bahamondes. As much as I like Bahamondes, it would be very hard to pick him in that one. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Let's run it. Bahamondes and Duncan. Again, I think Ignacio's probably gonna be kicked out of the top 15 come the rankings update, so why not do Ignacio and Duncan? Duncan's earned a fight against someone that high in the rankings, or even close to the unrankings, and I think it'd be pretty damn good. So, yeah, 4 in a row against decent talent. Let's do it. Duncan, Bahamondes, be a great fight. Look at, I see no reason not to do it, so not really sure much else to say there. A few other options before him, but yeah, I really like the Bahamondes fight, so let's run that fight. Not very much else to say. Simple. And with that being said, not really much else to say about this fight either. Very quick, very fun, as we always expect from the McKinney fight. And, yeah, pretty basic. McKinney started off good, quit later in the fight, and we already know, like always, he's gonna bounce back with a fucking win sometime next year. So, in 20 seconds, like always. So, pretty basic. Great one for Duncan. Who should he fight next? I'd like to see him fight Ignacio Bahamondes. I think it'd be very good. And, yeah, not really too much else to say there. Great one for Duncan. I think him and Bahamondes would be great, and more than a deserved fucking fight for him. And, yeah, great fight. Like every McKinney fight, it's never gonna be bad or boring. This was neither, so yeah, that's what we wanted. Great win for Duncan. 4 in a row. Dude's pretty good. Let's see how far he can go. Great fight, as expected. I'm gonna just say, great prelim co-main. Which was a perfect lead into our featured prelim, also in the lightweight division, this one for the number 14th ranking in the division, and man did this go exactly as I prayed for it to. I prayed for moments like this, and we got it. My bias pick paid off again. I feel like those have been happening more lately. I'll take it. As we had in our featured prelim, my second happiest correct pick of the night, we had in our featured prelim in the lightweight division for the number 14th ranking, even if a few other guys on the card deserved a shot more, whatever. We had in our featured prelim, then the prelims at lightweight, Manuel Torres versus Grant Dawson. Exactly what I wanted to happen happened. I'm so happy. Oh, thank you, Torres, for putting this boring can out. What happened, and pretty basic what happened. Dawson couldn't get the fight down, so he had to try and strike with him. Obviously, Torres just waited for the perfect moment to knock him out, because God, there was a plenty, because Dawson is slow and shit at striking. And eventually Torres just finally went in on him, landed a 4-piece combo, and with an uppercut, dropped him a few shots later. That was it. Manuel Torres gets the win, gets the top 15 ranking, and puts Grant Dawson to sleep, which we all love to see. Yeah, not much to say. Exactly what I wanted to see happen. Happy it happened. Fuck Grant Dawson, the most boring lightweight ever. And, yeah, karma for being a boring can. You get put the fuck out. I love to see it. What else is there to say? Grant Dawson is garbage. Thank you, Manuel Torres. Great fight. My second most satisfying fight on this card. And, yeah, I loved it. What else was there really to say? So, awesome. Amazing. To talk about the fighters, first the winner, Manuel Torres, the newest top 15 member, moving to... There you go, 5-1 in the UFC. Back-to-back wins since Ignacio lost. Still not the most sold on him, mainly because fucking, like, his 2 wins since Ignacio lost have been a wash Drew Dober and a shitty Grant Dawson. So, to be honest, his best win is that Chris Duncan win, which has aged very well into its own right. And, yeah, this dude's good. This dude is good, but I'm still not sold on how good he is if he's a really top 15 level guy. And again, is he really this great prospect, or he's getting very nice matchups at this point, so definitely some interesting debate to be had there. But he get one when it mattered here, and getting now joining the top 15. And worst case scenario, the dude's really fun, even if he sucks. He's a very fun fighter, and yeah, again, I'm never upset to see Grant Dawson get KO'd even if, yeah, I loved it. I loved every moment of it. And, yeah, great win for Torres. One of the top 15, and, we'll see what happens. Maybe he is really all that. We're gonna find out. Dude's good. I know that much. Dude is really fucking good at knocking people out, at least. And then for Grant Dawson, not much to say. Rest in piss, bitch. Happy to see you get knocked the fuck out again. You suck, learn how to fight. Just like Sean Brady, Leon Edwards. Learn how to fight, you fucking suck. Good riddance, goodbye. With that being said, the only thing left to say now is, who should I fight next? I gave a hint to this idea earlier, and I think it's a very good idea, so let's talk about it. I would like to see... Let's see where they got him. I would like to see Manuel Torres and Faraz Ziam. I think that'd be very good. Torres now in top 15. Ziam deserves a top 15 fight. I would like to see that. I think that'd be a very fucking good fight. Let's do it. Ziam and Torres. That'd be a fantastic fucking fight. I doubt you could book it that soon, but maybe try and get on that fucking Mexico card. Again, I highly doubt it, but if you can get on that card, get it on that fucking card. And, I think that'd be fucking phenomenal, so... Yeah, I would love to see that fight, Siam and Torres. Something has to break, someone has to get the win, someone has to lose. I would love to see it, so let's fucking see it. Torres, Siam, book it, I want to see it, so... Why not? They've done it before with guys who fought on the same card fighting each other next. Let's do it again. Torres, Siam, book it. I want to see it. Not very much else to say. I think it makes sense. I think it'd be great. Let's run it. Not really too much to say there, so... Yeah, really about all I gotta say about this fight. Loved it. So satisfying. Fuck Grant Dawson. And who should Manny Torres fight next? As he's now newly in top 15. I think he should defend his ranking against an unranked guy, and I would like to see him fight Raziam. Be a great fight. I want to see it. Book it. Not really much else to say. Great win for Torres. Great way to end the early prelims. Exactly what I wanted to see to end these early prelims. And, yeah, not really a whole lot left to say there, so... Great fight. Great win, great knockout, satisfying as fuck. Fuck Grant Dawson. Great win for Manuel Torres, and a great way to end the prelims. Finally, not a boom, because that's not the end of the card, but it fucking feels like it an hour and 17 minutes later. That was the prelims. Clearly they were not that bad, but I talked about them for an hour and 17 minutes. But, yeah, they were fun. There was good on it. Ewo, Turner, Duncan, Manuel. But there was some bad on it. Barber, Ferreira, Malik, Santos. So yeah, you gotta take your good and your bad. Some good, some bad on it. And overall I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it. It was fun, and yeah, again, clearly I enjoyed enough to talk about for almost a whole video length, so... And we still have a whole main card to talk about, so... Let's get into it, shall we? Good prelims, ups and downs, still decent. Now let's just get into the main card already, because we're already an hour and 20 in almost. Let's talk about the main card, shall we? Good thing I really don't gotta waste too much time on the first two fights, because it was a draw and an easy fight, so... Let's talk about it. Beginning with our main card opener in the light heavyweight division to open the final pay-per-view ever on a really weird note, to be honest. We had our main card opener to begin the final pay-per-view ever at light heavyweight with the heaviest fight on this fucking pay-per-view. We had to begin the last pay-per-view ever. Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guchkov. A draw. Yeah, that sucks to see a draw, but it was the right score, to be honest. Yeah, decent fight, very good fight. But yeah, it sucks to see a fucking draw. Definitely a whimper note and a fight on alone, a pay-per-view fight. In round one, not a whole lot happened. Jan landed a few better shots and took the round. And then in round two, Gushkov dropped him early and just kind of dominated him the rest of the round, laid on him, cut him open pretty badly. Clear 10-8 in round two. And then in round three, much like round one, Jan kept it standing, did enough to win the round, and with 10-8 in round two, it was a 28-28 and a draw. Yeah, I really can't disagree. I think that was the exact way to score the fight. I think either guy winning would have been almost wrong feeling, and yeah, a draw. The Jimmy Crute special. Sucks, but what can you do? So, weird. Very weird. Good fight. And, yeah, can't really be that upset about it, so what can you really say? A draw. Meh. Talk about the fighters. For Jan, the man who just can't buy a win to save his fucking life. With that Jimmy Crute run of bullshit. 2 draws in his last 5 fights. Even if you give him that PR win, he'd be 2-1-2 in his last 5, which would be insane. Still fucked up. 8-12, 8-2. Yeah, and don't have him fight Jimmy Crute. They might break the fucking universe of how they somehow end up in a draw. I don't like the Ankalaev fight. This fight actually deserved to be a draw, so what does that tell you? Weird. He still looks good. He's still clearly a top guy in the division, so it sucks that there's no winner here. But he looked good. He's still clearly a top dude in the division, and at least it's not a loss. Yeah, I don't know. How weird. And then for Gushkov, not even a loser, just the other unlucky son of a bitch. Obviously his first draw of his career. Again, at least it's not a loss. He looked good, put up a very good fight against the OG, the former champion. Showed that he is a decent fighter in this division. Looked good. Yeah. Yeah. Not really much else to say there. Really, this was a good thing for both guys. Jan looked good and didn't lose. Gushkov showed that he's pretty decent and can fight a higher level guy. Good fight. Sucks it was a draw, but again, that was the right score, so what can you really say outside of that? So, obviously not gonna give a fight idea, because I don't fucking know what they're gonna do with these two now. And, yeah, we'll see what happens. Fine fight, I thought it was good, and again, it was the right score, even though it's a shitty one to see a draw. That's how it should have been scored, and I can't disagree, so sucks to see a draw on a pay-per-view, the last ever pay-per-view, but that's how the fight turned out. It was a good fight, and the right score, so we'll see what they do with these two. Do they match them up again? I wouldn't be against it, but I doubt it. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to try and predict what they do after a draw, because that's just weird. And, yeah, what was it? I think the last draw was actually Crute and Bellato, right? That was earlier. That was on the Drake is Strickland card, right? I believe Crute Bellato was last draw. So 2 this year on pay-per-view. Great. This one was much better than that one, obviously. And, yeah, not very much else to say. A draw. Right, but lame. Good fight. Good for both. Man. Lame. After that, we go to a fight that was nowhere close to being competitive or a draw. A fight that was just a one-sided ass beating, as I think we all expected it to be. As we had in our second fight of the main card, the worst fight on the main card on paper, and in execution maybe the best somehow. We had in our second fight of the main card in the bantamweight division, the last fight of a joke, far from a legend. We had in the most one-sided fight of maybe the whole card, Peyton Talbot versus Henry Cejudo. Yeah, I think none of us are shocked that Talbot schooled him with ease. Not very much to recap. For 15 minutes, Talbot wiped the floor of Cejudo. Didn't lose a round. There's no debate for him to lose a round. He wiped the fucking floor of Cejudo and got the easy win. Good fight. Cejudo put up a fight. Dude has a really good chin still, but yeah, outside of being tough, I can't really say anything that good about Cejudo or much about this fight. It was fine. It was a perfectly fine, decently fun fight. As one-sided as you can get, and yeah, not even close to being competitive. So I think Mansour and Trocoli was more fucking competitive. So yeah, pathetic performance by Cejudo outside of being really tough. And yeah, this was far from a fight, so I know we're all shocked. Not really much else to say there, so there you go. To talk about the fighters, not gonna waste much time here. For Talbot, UFC got what they wanted. He's in the top 15 now, even if he has no right to be. 2 in a row since losing to Hione, Lima, and Cejudo. Pretty mid wins. Didn't look phenomenal in either of them. I think he's gonna get destroyed in the top 15, but who knows? Maybe he'll fucking shock people when he is great. I doubt it. But who knows? Who fucking knows? Yeah, he usually got what they wanted. So shocked they didn't give Raul Rosas this fight, but I guess they trusted Talbot more to beat Cejudo. And yeah, he did it. They got what they wanted. He's in top 15, undeservedly, and probably gonna get his ass beat there, but see what he can do. And then for Cejudo, obviously he retired for like the 6th time. Who gives a shit? He got a tribute package again. Stipe didn't, but Henry Cejudo did. Yeah, pathetic. Cejudo sucks. He always has and always will. His career is built off a robbery win against DJ and beating up drained TJ Dillashaw. Ooh. Yeah, dude fucking sucks. Always did. Why he came back, I don't know. To just get his ass beat 4 times, and he probably won the fucking Sterling fight, what does that tell you? Yeah, he sucks, always will, always has, and again, he can live off that robbery win against DJ, so good riddance, go do a shitty podcast with Usman, and leave us the fuck alone, cause we don't want you in our sport anymore. Good riddance, goodbye, and go box Jake Paul or some shit. You suck, always have, always will. You dwarf. Only thing left to say now is, I can't believe he's in top 15 when I'm saying this, but who should they fight next? For Talbot, newly ranked in the top 15, Payne Talbot. Who should he fight? He's probably gonna be ranked 10th or 11th, probably 10th, I would imagine. Probably Bautista or Cheeto. I really don't know who else he would fight. He's not going to fight down. McGee wouldn't make much sense. Kyler would be almost a fight down. They're not going to have Vinicius kill him. Font would be a fight backwards. Martinez, he would lose. Though probably Batista or Rivera, and probably Cheeto would make the most sense. Because Batista would probably beat him. Cheeto probably wouldn't. So more than likely Cheetah, and if they're trying to run with this O'Malley thing, fighting Cheetah would make perfect sense. So yeah, I think that's probably what they're going to try and do. Cheeto and Talbot, perfectly fine fight night co-main. It makes sense, I guess. Book it. Why not? Not really sure what else to say there, unless they think he could beat Batista, but I'm gonna say he probably gets his ass handed to him by Mario, so more than likely they're not gonna do that, so yeah, again, Talbot, Cheeto, unless they give him like Font or Kyler, which again would make no sense, so Talbot, Cheeto, sure, well, why not? Book it. Whatever. What a weird fucking weight class. And, yeah, that being said, not really much more that needs to be said here. Talbot got handed a free ranking and win. He obviously took it and ran with it. And, yeah, can't really get upset at him for it, because who wouldn't have done that, so good for him, I guess. He looked fine, beat up a shitty dwarf, and, got an easy win, so good win for Frank Ocean. Good to fuck off Cejudo, we won't miss you. And yeah, who should they fight next? For Talbot, Cheeto, I guess, makes the most sense, so book it. And yeah, not really too much left to say there, so that being said, not really much to be said here. Talbot handed a free ranking and took it, ran with it, and retired a shitty fighter, and that's about that, so domination from bell to bell for Talbot, and let's see how quickly he gets destroyed in top 15. After that, we get to the real shit on this pay-per-view, beginning with maybe the most controversial moment of the night. I would say it easily is, because yeah, this was not great. As we had in our featured bout of the pay-per-view, in our third fight of the main card, and on the fight I hyped up always being the best fight on the card. And to be honest, if these were not two top-tier fighters, it would have been maybe the worst fight on the card. And we had in our featured bout to see who fights for the belt next at 125. We had, in maybe the most controversial moment of the night, Tatsuro Taira versus Brandon Moreno. Very weird fight here, in more ways than one. It definitely does not live up to the hype I give it. Nothing ever does, but, you know, I guess it could have been worse. Again, if this was not such a high-profile fight, this fight would be called garbage, so, great. To go over what happened in round one, maybe the weirdest round of the year, they did a little bit of striking, grappling, whatever, and then for like 4 minutes, Moreno had Taira in kind of an arm triangle on the cage. He was just fucking laying there with fucking with the legs locked around Taira's head and one arm, and for literally like 3-4 minutes, he just laid there and took the round. Like, truly nothing happened. And yeah, clear first round for Moreno. I don't know how Taira got that round scored for him, but clearly it didn't matter much after a few minutes. Anyways, yeah, one of the weirdest rounds of the year. And then in round two, not long into the round, Taira gets a takedown, ends up on top, locks in the body triangle, and Moreno's kind of just stuck there. Can't roll to your fucking back because you're gonna get rear naked choked, and if you go to your front, you get punched. So, after about like a minute and a half of Taira either trying to go for a rear naked choke or ground and pounding him a bit, the referee does stop the fight. And one of the worst stoppages of the year. No, it was not Jason Herzog, it was Mark Smith. Why was he doing such a high-profile fight? I can't answer that because I don't know. But, yeah, this was a terrible stoppage, and a fight that was pretty terrible, but it's lucky it was such a high-profile fight, or it would get criticized for being everything I just said it was. So, yeah, not great. It sucks that such a big win for Taira gets ruined by an awful stoppage, but that's the fucking way the sport goes. And, yeah, really, that would be my only gripe with the main card, was this bullshit stoppage. So, like that, the main card was good. This fight was forgettable, weird, and, yeah, disappointing to an extent, so I don't know, it happens, I guess. Mark Smith reffing a high priority pay-per-view fight will never make sense, but that's the UFC for you. And, yeah, what else can I really say? So, yeah, very, underwhelming fight with a shitty stoppage. Yeah, you know, the Zim and Zion stoppage doesn't look too bad anymore. Sucks, but what can you do? Not much else to say about the fight. To talk about the fighters for Tatsuro Taira. I hate that his great win gets kind of muddied by a shit stoppage, but he still gets the win. He's still gonna fight for the belt next, and he still looks good. Would he have won a third round against Moreno when it was probably gonna be 1-1? I don't know. But is he gonna be fighting for the belt next? Yeah. So, I still think the kid's good. I still think the kid's very good. And I'm very intrigued to see what happens with him. If he can win the belt, he has a very tough champion to try and beat, which we'll talk about in a second. And, we'll see what happens. Let's hope Mark Smith doesn't ref any more of his fights. And, yeah, it just kind of sucks. I'm just really disappointed that this fight ended the way that it did, and really nothing happened in it anyway. And, yeah, such a big, great moment for Tiger gets very much ruined by Mark Smith being Mark Smith. So, kid is great, second best flyweight in the world. Yeah, kind of just ruined by stupidity. And then for the loser of this fight, the OG Brandon Moreno. Feel bad for him that he kind of got fucked over first time ever getting finished. It happens. Shitty stoppage. He'll bounce back. He always does. I think I'll talk about who I think he should fight in a minute, because I gotta talk about this. I believe it's a guitar card, so we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, I think he'll bounce back and win his next fight, and then he'll be right back in the conversation in title talks like he always is. So he's still good. Happy birthday to him. Trockley fought on his birthday. Moreno fought the day before his birthday, and both lost. So unlucky there. Happy birthday to Moreno. Only 32 years old. And yeah, he'll bounce back like he always does by beating up a fucking prospect in the main event, I would have to imagine. So still good. Still top flyweight. Looked fine here. Got a little bit fucked over in the end, but that's the UFC for you. And what else can really be said? Not really much else to be said. And yeah, Moreno will bounce back like he always does. With that being said, the only thing I have to say now is, who should they fight next? For Taylor, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. I'll leave the co-main. And with Moreno, I believe I talked about this on the last recap. I believe I said Asu Amabayev should fight the loser of this fight, and the loser of this fight is obviously Brandon Moreno, so let's do it. Asu Amabayev and Brandon Moreno. That's an easy fight for Moreno to get back on track. I don't know who else he would fight. Cop, we'll see what happens. Royval already fought Albazi. Maybe Horiguchi, but I think he's going to fight Albazi. Already fought Ursay. Tagir's coming off a loss. Yep, probably Asu and Moreno would make the most sense. Again, it'd be an easy win for Moreno to get back on track. He took so little damage here, maybe he could even fucking get that fight for the fucking Mexico card in February, but we'll see. And yeah, I think that would probably make the most sense. I think that'd be a perfect Apex main event, if anything else. And yeah, book it. Not really too much else to say there. Moreno, Albazi makes sense. Easy win for Moreno, in my opinion. I think Asu is shit. And yeah, so not very much else to say there. Moreno will bounce back like he always does. And yeah, that's right about all that is to be said about this weird, disappointing fight. Bad stoppage, not the most entertaining even beforehand. Yeah, sucks, but what can you do? Moreno got fucked, but he'll bounce back. Taira is very good, and it sucks that his win is so muddied. And yeah, not really too much else to say here. Disappointing. And again, it's lucky it was such a high-profile fight where it would be probably the worst fight on the card. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Moreno will bounce back. Let's see if Taira can win the belt. Time will tell. Speaking of the belt, let's get to that. As in our main event of the evening. I told y'all. Y'all don't goddamn listen, do you? As we had in our main event of the evening, my favorite fight of the card, one of my favorite fights of 2025. Maybe my favorite knockout of the year as well. We had in our co-main event of the evening for the undisputed UFC Flyweight Championship of the world. I told y'all we were gonna be saying and new at the end of this fight, and we were, as we had the new champion Joshua Van versus weak arm Alexander Cantoja. This was amazing. I loved it. Went even better than I thought it ever could. Oh, just thinking about it makes me smile from ear to ear. Amazing. I loved it. I truly fucking did. So, what happened? Not much. Cantoja threw a kick. Van caught it, threw him to the ground. He tried to plant his arm, broke it, and that was that. Oh, I love it. I love karma. Have I ever said how much I love karma? The smell of karma in the morning. That's what you get, you boring sack of shit. Fuck you. I wish you broke your other arm. Would have made it even funnier there. 2 hanging arms. Oh, I could watch that break all fucking day. And, I loved it. I fucking loved it. And new champion Joshua Van. I told y'all. You don't listen. The second youngest champion of all time. I love it. What else can I say? I truly love it. And, yeah. Love it. I could watch that arm break 100 times. It was, what, art, beautiful, whatever. Loved it. So, that's about all I'll say about the fight. Let's talk about the champ. The new champ, Joshua Van. The second youngest champion of all time, moving to 9-1 in the UFC. Good for him, man. So happy for him. He's so fucking good. And, yeah, we already know his next fight. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, he deserves it. He earned it. Easy win for him here. Yeah, what can I say? This was great. I loved it. And, yeah, and new, baby. The flyweight is saved. We finally got a real champion in that division for the first time since, Figueiredo and Moreno. And, yeah. A new era. Flyweight's better than ever. And, I love it. Not really much else to say. And new. Told you. And I'm not gonna click on the other clown, the loser here. Fuck you, Pantoja. You got every bit of karma you deserve. I'll happily dance and piss on your grave, you piece of shit. Fuck you. Fuck your arm. I wish you broke the other one, and I hope you never fight again. Good riddance. Rest in piss. Don't come back. We don't want you back. You suck. You got your karma you deserve for being a boring bitch who lost to Steve Ursig. Bye-bye. Never put your name in the same fucking sentence as DJ again, you weak-armed pussy bitch. With that being said, there's only one thing left to be said. I think we already know the answer to the question I will ask. Who should they fight next? They're the new champ. We just talked about his future opponent in the last fight. So, let's fucking do it. I told you this was gonna be the next title fight. Taira versus Van. The 2 best flyweights in the world right now. Book it. Neither guy took much damage. They're both ready ASAP. Everyone wants to see this fight. For probably the youngest title fight ever. Fresh, new, good fighters. Not Brandons and boring fucking Brazilians. Book it. ASAP. Fucking put on the Volk Lopez card. Fucking do a fight night. I think they're going to Japan, China, some shit sooner than later. Put it there. Book this fight. One of my most hyped fights of 2026. Cannot wait. The best flyweight title fight since maybe ever. The more truly maybe the greatest flyweight title fight of all time on paper. I can't wait. So fucking excited. Taira versus Van. Book it. Long overdue. Let's see who's the best flyweight in the world. With that being said, not very much more to be said. Loved it. Loved this fight. Loved everything about it. Maybe my favorite knockout of the year. Fuck Pantoja. And a new flyweight is saved from boring submissions no one remembers. Good riddance. Don't come back. And fuck you and your weak arms. Thank you, Van. The new champion. The champion. I'll say it again for the people in the back, not as smart ones. The champion, Joshua Van. Celebrate all you want with Josh. You deserve it. Now let's see him fight Taira. Cannot wait. Loved every moment of this. And fuck Pantoja. And new Joshua Van. Cannot wait for him versus Taira. When was the last time you could say you were hyped for a flyweight fight? Exactly. Book it. And finally, that only leads us to one thing left. The main event of the evening. The final pay-per-view fight ever for the undisputed UFC Bantamweight Championship of the world to end the pay-per-views for good. We go out on a high of a pretty alright fight as we had in our main event of UFC 323 to end all pay-per-views, the final pay-per-view fight ever for the Bantamweight Championship, then the final pay-per-view of 2025 as well. And to see who is the best bantamweight, not the answer we were expecting. We had to end the pay-per-views for good in the final main event. Piotr Jan versus Merab Dvalishvili. This did not go as anyone expected. So what happened? Well, let's talk about it. So, a lot actually. Very interesting fight to recap. Round 1, not a whole lot happened. Merab probably took the round, I think, pretty clearly. Jan landed the biggest punch of the round, but that's really the only thing he did in the round. And I think Merab takes round 1. Round 2, Jan really bounces back with a good round, landed some good shots. Clear round 2 for Piotr. Round 3, I think a lot like round 1, Merab was able to kind of just stifle Jan, do some good work, and take that round. Did get hurt a little bit early, but after that he was able to take over and win. I have it 2-1 Merab going to the 4th, but this is when Piotr really takes over. For the last 10 minutes of this fight, Piotr just dominates him, and I scored 48-47 Piotr. Judges have 49-46, and Piotr Jan gets the win and gets the belt back, gets revenge. Wow, very decent fight. Still not their fight of the night at all, but whatever. Yeah, crazy, very crazy. What a fucking performance by Piotr Jan. Obviously, the question comes into play, did Piotr have the just best performance of his career, or does he just have Merab figured out now? Does Merab spread himself too thin this year, or... Like, I don't know. There's a lot of weird questions that come out of this fight. Obviously, we'll see in the trilogy which is true and which is false. And, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting. Fun fight, much better than I expected. Didn't go out anyone predicted, and, good one for Piotr. What can I really say? Very good one for Piotr. Upsetting everybody, getting the win, looking good. Dude's great. I'm shocked, but it's almost hard to be fully because again, it's Piotr fucking Jan, who we already know is top tier. So Yeah, great win for Piotr. Great upset. Great way to end the final pay-per-view ever. And a lot of interesting shit comes out of this now. If Merab would have won, I don't know what we'd be talking about right now. Who he's gonna fight next? Sahabi? So now we actually have a clear next title fight in the trilogy between these two, and I'm more than a bit intrigued in that. So yeah, crazy. Obviously, talk about the fighters. There's really nothing to be said for Piotr. Two-time champ now. Congrats to him. Looked good. But again, was this just the best night of his career, or does he really have Merab figured out? We'll find that out sooner than later. Good for him. Getting back to boat. He actually never lost, for being honest. And, yeah, good on him, man. What can I really say? Yeah, sweet. Pretty simple. He's great. He always has been great. We know that. He got better. That was the whole thing. I think a lot of people said this week, and I agreed with it. Merab has got better since the first fight. Piotr has not. Clearly, that has changed. Piotr has got much better. And that's scary that the dude who already was great somehow got better. Good luck beating him if your name's not Merab. We'll see what happens. And then for Merab, still the greatest bantamweight of all time. Is he still fighter of the year? More than likely fighter of the year, even though this does kind of hurt it a little bit. The more than likely, he's still probably the fighter of the year. I don't know who you would give it to if you don't give it to him. Trying to think who would be male fighter of the year if you don't give it to him. Fucking Piotr. So yeah, crazy. Good, sucks for Merab, but he might have just spread himself too thin this year. Who knows? I'm happy he's finally can get time off, rest up, and relax for a few minutes. And yeah, so we'll see whether a fluke or is Merab kind of starting to fade. We're gonna find out. Crazy. Truly crazy. And with that being said, obviously, I really don't need to waste much time with this answer, but the only thing left to say now is, who should they fight next? Obviously, they're going to run the trilogy. There's no debate. There's no one else. O'Malley's coming off losses. Umar sucks. Sahabi sucks. Sandhagen lost. Yeah, they're going to run the trilogy. I think probably August or September would probably be the best time for it. Merab gets time to relax. Piotr's never been the most active fighter. So yeah, August or September later next year. Maybe Noche if it's a pay-per-view. Yeah, I think that'd be good. I think that'd be pretty good. And, yeah, so let Merab actually relax. Let all the other fighters, champions defend a few times. And, yeah, let's see what happens. The trilogy will either answer the question, is it a fluke? Or does Piotr just have his number? We're gonna find out. Great fight. Great upset. Still shouldn't have been fight of the night at all, but whatever. Not even the best bantamweight fight on the card. And, yeah, what else can I really say? Great win for Piotr, and the final pay-per-view ever. And, see what happens in trilogy. First, actual good warranted trilogy in a while. So, that's gonna be interesting. Excited. Good fight. Good upset. Great way to end the pay-per-views. With Jan and Van and Jan, your new champs. Double and news to end the final pay-per-view ever. And with that being said, finally, a little under 2 hours, and I'm probably gonna hit 2 hours to be honest. Finally, to end the recap, I can say, boom, that was the card. To go over how I did on picks, I went 8 of 14, 4 perfect, 5, 65. So really, I went 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 5, and 1. Not bad. I'm far from upset about that record. Rob, everyone made that pick. McKinney biased. Nazim, okay, that maybe okay. I'll take that L. Vittori, he should have won on paper. Barbosa, fine, I'll take the L there. Not great, not terrible. Obviously not perfect like the Qatar card, but I'll take 8 W's. I'm not upset about that at all. The bonuses for the card went to 5 of the night, Marab and Jan. Debatable performance of the night, Torres and Borshevsky. I think they should swap Ebo 5 of the night for Jan getting a performance bonus. I think how is you can't. Yeah, I don't even think this was the best fight on the pay-per-view. Was it a fun fight? Sure. Was it better than Talbot Cejudo? No. Was it better than Duncan McKinney? No. Was it better than Borshevsky Aslan? Hell no. Yeah, I think Ebo should have fight of the night, and Piotr should have performance bonus, but whatever. And then obviously Torres deserved his bonus, so whatever. UFC is fucking stupid. Next, if you missed a card, what should I say? You should go back and rewatch. I would say Ebo, that was phenomenal. Turner Barbosa, short and pretty fun. Duncan McKinney, Torres, then maybe the whole pay-per-view, really. Like, maybe if you want to skip the Jan fight because it's a draw, who gives a shit, fine. I think the rest of the pay-per-view, Talbot Cejudo was fun. Taira Moreno. If you want to see what happened, then the main and co were great. Yeah, I'd probably say Ewo, Turner, Duncan, Torres, Talbot, Taira, Van, and Jan. I would definitely skip Santos, Malik, Ferreira, Zion, Barber, and maybe Jan if you don't want to watch a draw, because I don't blame you for not wanting to. So, yeah, about half the card watch, half the card forget, and there you go. Second to last, and always the favorite segment, the chopping block. Who is on it this week? Now we're just gonna look at the early prelims for this scenario because it's a 3-headed block this week. 4 really, but I have too much respect for him to put him here. 3 heads on the block this week are Marvin Vittori, Ebo Aslan, Antonio Trocoli. Trocoli speaks for itself. Aslan has lost 3 in a row, and Vittori has lost 4 in a row, and it's completely just checked out of the sport, so there you go. I would say those 3 can fuck off. Edson should be joining them, but again, I have too much respect for him to put him there, so he should get cut or retire, but, you know, he's gonna fight forever, apparently, and, yeah, we'll see what happens with him. So everyone else is safe. Naimov, not gonna happen. Nazim, Karine, McKinney, Dawson. I wish Dawson, but no, not gonna happen. Cejudo retired. Moreno, Kentoja, Marab. Yeah, there you go. So 3-headed block. 4 if you want to add Edson, and yeah, pretty simple shit there. Not really much else to it. And with that being said, I only leaves one final thing to say for this recap, and that is, what did I think of the card? What would I rate the card? Whichever term you want to use. Fuck. I'm gonna say a 7 point. 7 point. I'll say 7.6. I'll say 7.6 out of 10. Very good. A good mix of good and bad on the card. I'm not leaving the card upset. I enjoyed most of the card. Some bad, a lot of it, mainly on the prelims. The rest was pretty good. I'll say 7.6 out of 10. I still think Qatar was better. I still think 322 was better. But I think this card is good. I think pay-per-view wise, it's in the higher tier of this year, which is, depending on how much that says about this year's pay-per-views, that's up to you. And I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Overall, some really good moments on it. And I'm gonna say a 7.6 6 out of 10. Very good. And then I gave 7. I think I gave 322 like a 7.9. So there you go. I gave Qatar like an 8.5 or whatever. So it sticks to what I just said. I think those two cards were better, not by a whole bunch, but I do think they were better. And yeah, 7.6 is very good. Probably better than a lot of pay-per-views this year, rating-wise. And yeah, fun one to go out on. Pay-per-views will not be missed because fuck, I think we're all tired of having to watch them the way that we watch them. So I think we're all excited to just load up Paramount and watch it very easily. So I'm excited for that. And yeah, pay-per-views are done. We went out on a good one, and that's about that, man. So can't believe we just hit the fucking 2-hour mark. I think for the second or third time ever. So, you know, great. And yeah, fun. Very. Guess that shows how decent this card was. That it was worth going 2 fucking hours talking about it. So it was fun. I enjoyed it. And final pay-per-view ever. Good. But that's not the last card of the year. Obviously, that is next week with UFC Vegas, whatever the fuck, Royval versus Cop. So we still got one more set of fights this year, and yeah, that'll be fun. So obviously, the video schedule for the week you already know. Retrospective on Tuesday, breakdown for the last card of the year on Friday, recap sometime on Sunday. Hopefully not 2 hours. And yeah, stream schedule, not like everyone shows up to them anyway. Obviously tonight, Sunday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, like always next week. And there you go. And then shorts, I'll have 2 out on Monday, like always, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, not really too much else to say there. Fun. I'm so excited to get 3 views on this. And waste 2 hours of recording, but whatever, what can you do? I enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking about fights. I enjoyed talking about this card, and hope for the very few people that actually watch, I hope you enjoyed listening. So, that being said, not really much else to be said. Fun pay-per-view. Let's head to the last card of the year, the last Apex card of the year, and see what happens. So, trying to think there's anything else to be said. It's been 2 fucking hours, so I highly doubt it. So I think really the only thing left to be said now is, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. 200 subs to goal by the end of 2025. As always, my thing to really say, good riddance pay-per-views. We're gonna enjoy not having to pull up certain sites to watch them. Goodbye and good riddance. To that being said, the only thing I have to say now is, as always, RX out. Good vibes only. And always.